Good evening. It's Monday night. It's 8 p.m. It's Monday Night Golf Night Live. I'm your host, The Tall Golfer. Welcome. We have a jam-packed show for you tonight. As always, if you've got any questions, make sure please you drop them in the chat. We'll do our best. Please make sure they're golf related, okay? We are a golf show. We stick purely on golf. Although we have got a few doozies for you tonight. Make sure you're listening. We're going to start off this week the LPGA Tour, the Mizuho Americas Open. It was running in parallel, obviously, to the main event on the men's tour. But the reason we've done it, she's done it again. The one and only Nelly won again. She had a two-shot lead going into the final round. Shot two over front nine, which brought back in Hannah Green. They were neck and neck throughout the back nine, trading shots, making pars, making birdies. Gets to the last though, Hannah Green pulls a drive left into the rough. Chops it out short right of the green. Nelly down the middle, on the green. Just missed a birdie, tapped in, but Hannah Green left herself a 15-footer for par. Unfortunately didn't convert. Nelly got the win. 6 wins in 7 starts. That is absolutely unbelievable golf. Almost leads me back to that question, who's the best player at the minute, Nelly Corder or Scotty Scheffler, that I asked a few weeks ago. I've got to say I'm now leaning towards Nelly Corder. I think he's the best golfer on the planet right now. She is unbelievable. Obviously, let me know in the chat what you think. But I had to start with that. 6 wins in 7 starts. And the last one that she didn't win was tied 7th. It's just unbelievable. The golf she is playing, it's a different league. It really is. It's absolutely phenomenal. Massive, massive hats off to Nelly Corder. She is absolutely playing some phenomenal golf. Again, anybody new to golf, want to swing to copy, go and check out Nelly's. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's delivering the results as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, obviously this week, the PGA Championship at Valhalla. What an event. Now, I'm going to ask a question for you, the viewers. And I want you to let me know in the chat. Was the course too easy for a major championship? Minus 21 won, so 21 under par won across 4 rounds. It is a major championship. Was the course too easy? Whilst you deliberate on that, I'm just going to check who the viewers are. Who have we got? Anybody? Nobody yet. This is a great, great start. Now, obviously, Xander Schauffele won. He played some absolutely phenomenal golf. He opened with around a 62. Shane Lowry also shot a 62 on Saturday. He was actually on for a 61 and he missed a putt. But there's now been 5 in major history. 2 of them have been at the same venue. So is the course too easy? That is where I'm sort of leading towards. I did think, I know it was soft conditions, but I looked at some of the fairways, they looked very wide. The rough was penal, but you had to hit a bad shot almost to be in it. But then lads were advancing it out the rough, it weren't really penalising them. So was it thick enough? I don't know, but you're talking major champions now. And I just thought the course was too easy. The scoring was too low for me. I want to see it a bit tougher than that. You know, 21 under, 20 under. There were a lot, like I say, 62s being shot. To me, is that major championship golf? It's not for me. Obviously, please let me know in the comments what you think. Bryson DeChambeau, if you'd have gone back a few years ago, he were probably the villain. People didn't like him. He's always been different. I've never had an issue with Bryson DeChambeau and his difference. His quirkiness, his one-length irons. He then went through his full bulking up stage. He was going to be a long drive and a champion. He's obviously settled down on that a bit now. I actually like the guy. I think he's a character. I think he's got a lot to offer. I watched him last night, final round. I think it was the 11th. I might be wrong. There was a hole on the back 9. They put the target up and he looked like he was a good 20 yards right where they had the target. And he was on the fairway. And Rich Beam said, I think they need to move the target for Bryson. He hits it, obviously, astronomical distances. It's a different league. You know, He had par 5, 590 par 5, driver 6 iron. He hit 6 iron nearly 250 yards. Most amateurs can't hit the driver that far, and he's hitting a 6 iron. It's a totally different game. He went for it, he was fist pumping, he was up for it, it was great to see. I also like Victor Hovland, his resurgence. He finished last year, Victor, on fire. He's then had some swing changes, he's decided he wants to make some adjustments. It's not worked, I believe he's gone back to his original coach. He's come through at the PGA Championships, come through when it needed the most. Didn't quite get over the line, but it was great to see Victor back. He always plays aggressive attacking golf. It was great to see. Evening Amy, our loyalist of followers. Thank you so much. Obviously, if you've got any questions, please drop them in the chat. Interestingly though, I was looking at some data today. I had a bit of time. Colin Morikawa picked up over 3 shots, strokes gained, but was negative in putting. Now, I watched quite a lot of him on the final round, and he didn't seem to be holding any putts. Saturday, he couldn't miss. Sunday, when it counted, he didn't do. But to come in with a negative putting strokes gained across the week, wow, I think where he would have been. He still picked up 3 shots on the field, and with negative putting. Xander Schauffele only had 4.5 strokes on the field. Could that be Morikawa's weakness, is the putting? Interesting. Rory, though, were very similar. Rory also had some very good stats, but his putting were negative. Very identical to Morikawa. I think we're talking like 1,000th of a gain stroke, how they do it, was what brought him back. It was really, when I saw them, I was like, wow. But then by comparison, Shane Lowry, who obviously shot the 62, had a great finish. He was negative in his approach play. And yet his putting, he was nearly 2.5 shots up on the field in putting. You put that on Morikawa or Rory, it's a very different story. It really is. But it was interesting that Shane was negative on the approach play, but his putting was what was saving him. Now, we know he's got a great short game. Shane Lowry's got phenomenal touch and feel. But to be where he was and have negative approach play is quite... I just find it really strange, but yet his putting were 2.5. And like I say, Rory and Colin Morikawa were both very positive on everything. It was the putting that pulled them down, which I found quite intriguing, really. It was straight. I weren't expecting to see that on some of the data. Obviously, as I say, Xander Schauffele played some phenomenal golf. He deserved his win. Oh, there we go. He deserved his win. It was a case of after last week, would he hold it together on the final round? He had a little wobble on 10, the par 5. I thought, ooh, this could be. He then held some great putts. He bounced back. He saw the job done. I said a few weeks on here, he's not a bad player. I just felt he was put on that pedestal. People, especially American, the press, the media, people seem to put him on this pedestal with this great player. I didn't think he were. He's got the major now. For me, though, to be where they still put him, he's got to win more. Yes, he's now got over that hurdle where I had him to where they had him. I'm probably in the middle. But to get where they at, he needs to win probably 2 or 3 more majors easily. Otherwise, I don't think he's as great as they make him out to be. He's now got to do it again and again, back it up. I think if he goes down as somebody with 1 major, the way the media and the press talk about him, for me, he's got to do a bit more. It's not enough. When I think back, I'm going to go back to Nelly. They don't seem to put her on the pedestal, and she's won 6 in 7. Xander Schauffele hasn't won that many PGA tournaments, 1 major. It kind of doesn't ring true a little bit for me. There's a bit of, I feel, bias there. Obviously, how can we not talk about what happened Friday? Wow. Now, I was in work, I got the notifications pinging up on my phone, play delayed due to an accident. Obviously, terrible news, somebody lost their life. Obviously, our condolences to the family and everything. And then it were about an hour later it broke. Scotty Scheffler had been arrested. Now, one of the American reporters, journalists, whatever they have now, he was actually tweeting it live saying, this is breaking news, Scotty Scheffler has just been arrested. Not quite sure what for. Obviously, as it transpired, there's been some mix-up with everything going on. and he was taken off in handcuffs and arrested. It's broke tonight, the news broke tonight, that his arraignment hearing was supposed to be tomorrow. It's now been pushed back to the 3rd of June. There's lots of different reports over the weekend coming out. The mayor of Louisville saying there was no video evidence, there was no body cam footage. The police report says yes, there is. There was all kinds of reports I've heard. Who knows what's going to happen with that one? Very, very strange. But the big one, he came out Friday, obviously. He got there 3 hours before his tee time to warm up, through his routine. He gets arrested, gets out 2 hours later, so he's now got an hour's sort of warm up. Still goes out and shoots 66.5 under. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable golf that. To go out and put that score with everything going on, I think most guys there would have probably withdrawn or would have been probably happy to break 80. Scotty Scheffler though, 66.5 under. The guy really is inhumane. Now, interestingly enough, he didn't have his caddy with him on Saturday. It had been pre-arranged. Caddy didn't go with him. He doesn't play well Saturday. But then he bounced back on Sunday, finished tied 8th overall. So not a bad week by any means, especially considering the circumstances, what's gone on. But is it the caddy? Is Ted Scott maybe the secret weapon? Won 2 majors with Bubba, he's won 2 with Scotty. He disappears, Scotty has a blip. It just seems a little strange to me. But I think with everything going on, like I said, to finish tied 8th, show what he were made of, unbelievable. The guy is a machine. But I now go back to Nelly Carter, for me, is the hottest golfer on the planet. Scotty Scheffler is a close second. But the question is, and this is why I'm going back to it now, was the course too easy for a major? Does Valhalla need to be stiffened up? Do we want to move on? Now, the US Open is just over a month away or so. Roughly, well, it's about a month working on dates. Now, the US Open, traditionally, they like a score of even par. It's at Pinehurst number 2. What do we want to see? Do we want to see low scoring, fair scoring, or brutal? I'm not going to lie, US Open, I enjoy the brutality. I really do. I enjoy the rough up. Players, like us amateurs, struggling a little bit. Really is. I played my local course this weekend, played my first comp of the year. I had a good knock. Now, obviously, the UK weather has been brutal. Courses are all playing catch up. But some of the rough, wow, it was. I was getting very close to putting a group text saying, as the US Open moved, some of the rough, very, very brutal. Now, like I say, not pointing fingers at anybody, the weather in the UK from last August right through up until probably the beginning of May has been atrocious. Every course is playing catch up, but it was noticeable. Some of the lies I got, wow, they were harsh. Obviously, let me know what your local course is like. Like I said, most courses in the UK now are playing catch up. Please let me know what your course is like, what your thinking is. Let's go to the chat. Nothing going on there. We're fairly quiet. This is going to be a short show. Now, this was the news that got me. This news broke last night. Now, I say news, this is a rumour mill. And I want to share it because I'm quite intrigued. But the rumour mill started last night after the PGA. Well, it was on the back nine of the PGA Tour. I found it all over social media. The rumours are circulating that Amanda Balionis and Rory McIlroy have been having, I want to call it an affair only because Rory got divorced last week. Amanda, I believe, is in the process of a divorce. But it came out that they have been having maybe extramarital affair. Well, I don't want to call it an affair because I don't know if it is. Like I said, I don't know how true it is. But apparently they've been having meetups. Now, the interesting thing, one of the rumours or stories last night was that it was a TaylorMade people that confirmed it, which I find quite intriguing, really, because I wouldn't have thought TaylorMade would get involved in that. But apparently it's 2 TaylorMade employees last night, or this is what was put on social media, confirmed that there is some truth in this. How true, I do not know. Like I said, I'm taking this purely as a rumour. But the fact it seemed to gain a bit of traction and momentum last night on social media got me quite intrigued. Because it seems strange that last week out of nowhere, Rory wins, suddenly he announces his divorce. Now suddenly, back nine on a Sunday, PGA, it sort of coincided with him dunking his ball in the water. I think it was 16. suddenly then these rumours, it started to kind of come out. It was almost like the timing were too good. We've got to get this out. As far as I am aware, it is purely rumour and speculation, but it was doing quite a lot on social media last night. So I'm not confirming or denying. I'm just putting it out there. This is what was coming about last night, which I find quite intriguing, given the situation that has happened. I do find that quite intriguing. Obviously, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. We all love a bit of gossip, but let me know, please. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. I thought the PGA Championship was good from the point of view that there were a lot of players in contention in the final round. It was just the scoring. That's my question for a major. Should it be higher? Should it be lower? Should the conditions of the course be a bit harder? Like I say, let me know, please. Drop it in the chat. Let us know your thoughts and opinion. It'll be really, really interesting to hear. Also, as I say, let me know what your course is like. I played my first comp. I didn't actually play too bad. Silly mistakes. Got all my hands up. It didn't quite happen for me. Respectable, I finished +4. I can take that, like I say, a lot of silly mistakes. I knocked it on a par 5 in 2, 3 putted. Knocked it on the other par 5, I short-sided myself. Silly things. Knocked on a couple of par 4s, 3 putted. Finished +4, missed some birdie chances. What got me though, the course, some of the rough, wow. Some of the fairways were a bit long, but it was the rough that got me. I don't mind the fairways being a touch long, especially, like I say, weather we've had, but the rough, wow, it was extremely brutal in places. Let me know what your course is like. I'm hoping to get back on the road this next few weeks. We are filming for a new series, so if you've not already, make sure you hit subscribe to stay up to date. You're not going to want to miss this new series we've got coming. I'm thoroughly enjoying filming it, and I hope that comes across in the editing and the footage. I think you're going to want to watch this. I think there's some really good stuff coming out, so if you've not already, please, please, please make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. I'm also working with Paul. As you know, Paul won our Christmas special for Go Out Caddying. We did 9 holes at Christmas just to show authenticity. But I'm trying to arrange with Paul when I can get out, get the second part. Now it's summer, take him out on a proper course, see if we can break 100. Paul has been messaging me privately. I'm not going to share too much because it's private. But Paul's really taking his golf seriously this year. And I hope when it comes to the caddying, the filming, it comes across that way. And I hope we get a really good video out there. So like I say, if you're not already, please, please make sure you subscribe to stay up to date. Our other social media platforms are on the banner on the bottom. Like I say, if you're not already, get subscribed, please. We've got a lot of good stuff coming out. You do not want to miss it. I had to cancel the giveaway. I have got some dates for when it's been rearranged to. I now need to check my schedule. Once I've got that confirmed, I will obviously be running another giveaway. But make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that, or you follow us on social media. Okay, have we got any more questions? Looks like we're a bit low on viewers tonight. We seem to be, some weeks we get a lot, some weeks we get very few. Quite strange. Luckily, we've not had any technical issues this week. Last week we had again, I don't know why. I seem to go through fits and spells with technology. It works brilliant, and then we go through a spell where it just never works. Tonight we look like we're doing well. We just haven't got any viewers, which is typical. Okay, I've been the Tall Golfer. Thank you so much for tuning in to Monday Night Golf Night Live. Make sure you join us next week for more golf talk and chat. I've been the Tall Golfer. Good night.